So I'm going to turn it over to Chris with the League of Women Voters. Thank you for being with us, Chris.
Thank you very much, Daquan and Liz, for organizing this. I'm really impressed. We got over 100 people here. Thank you to Delegate Van Valkenburg, because you are one of our champions. You helped to make this a reality. And you've actually said a lot of the things that I was going to present. But let's see if I can get this up and get us started.
We can see your screen, Chris, so you can go ahead and keep it moving.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to get engaged in whichever way you want to today. So I am with the League of Women Voters of Virginia. I'm also a One Virginia volunteer of several years. So Virginia is bringing map drawing into the sunlight, and that is a real exciting development in our Commonwealth. No more maps drawn behind closed doors in smoky backfilled rooms by a small elite group of politicians. Because you, the Virginia voters, voted yes in November for fair maps, we now have a balanced, bipartisan, citizen-led redistricting commission. So as Delegate Van Valkenburg said, they have already started their work. And he kind of explained the process, so I won't have to go into a lot of detail here. There are two attempts by the commission to send maps to the General Assembly for approval. If both attempts fail, then the Supreme Court of Virginia gets that responsibility. They will hire two special masters or experts to actually draw the maps in that case. So what the commission is trying to do now is to schedule their public hearings. If you remember, at least 3 hearings are required in different parts of the Commonwealth. We're very pleased that they are actually scheduling more than that. So they are actually scheduling 8 public hearings before the maps are drawn and 8 after the maps are drawn. And so we'll have a chance to have input into both processes. This map is drawn by the Weldon Cooper Group, I think at the University of Virginia. It shows 8 regions, and you can try and figure out where you are. For the hearings before the maps are drawn, which will start in mid-August, as Delegate Van Valkenburg said, 4 will be held in person in 4 of these regions. 4 of them will be held virtually in the other 4 regions. After the commission draws the maps, but before they send it to the General Assembly, they will schedule 8 more hearings, 4 in person in the areas where they didn't have an in-person before, and 4 virtual. It is possible that more hearings can be scheduled. Personally, I'm hoping they will schedule more, but we shall see what develops. This is the proposed schedule from the DLS, Division of Legislative Services. So you can see that, and again, this is not set in stone. They're polling all of the commissioners to find out when they're available and which regional meetings that they will attend. Right now, they are requiring at least 4 commissioners to attend each hearing. Some of us, including myself, have asked them to suggested that they should all be attending every hearing to hear from all the citizens. But here's what DLS suggested is on 4 Tuesdays to have in-person hearings in different parts of the Commonwealth, on 4 Thursdays in July and August to have virtual hearings. And at the bottom in September, the maps I think will be due to the General Assembly on September 30th. That is day 45. So the week before that, the commission may be scheduling 8 hearings, half virtual, half in person, to get input from the public about what they think about the maps that they have drawn. So stay tuned. We don't know what the hearing schedule is going to be or where they're going to be, but we need you to speak up when that happens. You can even speak up now. Again, we need to get engaged, and regardless of where, when, and how the hearings are held, please consider yourself part of this process for the first time ever in Virginia. Let them know that we are watching and that we are participating. So I'm going to see if I can pull up. There is a new website. Can you see the Virginia Redistricting Commission website? Hopefully. And Anyway, so it's virginiaredistricting.org. Can someone verify that you can see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good, thank you. If you scroll down, what I did notice yesterday is that they have posted the proposals for the 2 sets of legal partners or legal services and an outreach or communication specialist on the left. So you can take a look at what that actually says. On the right, you'll see different links here. I also want to point out there is a mailing list, so you can click on that and you can put your name and your email address, and supposedly they will send out information to you. I signed up maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. So far, I've only gotten 1 email. So we'll see how that works. Also, you can find out more about the commissioners here. So one important place where you want to go is to the meetings and hearings website. And you can see that they are arranged chronologically. And right now, the last meeting was held on June 7th, last Monday, and they have not scheduled any more commission or subcommittee hearings. But we expect that some of that may happen soon. There are videos available for the meetings that were recorded, so you can watch those if you feel that you need to. You can look at written comments that people have submitted. There are materials posted, including draft documents and PowerPoint presentations that different people have submitted. Now, I'm going to take you to the agenda because this is one thing that you want to look at. So there are 3 links here of importance. The first one is, it's actually the Senate Granicus portal, and that's what the Senate uses when they're in session. If you go there, then you'll be able to see meetings listed. And at some point, if we have a meeting, it'll be listed here. And on the right, when the meeting starts, it'll say view event or session in session, meeting in session, and then you can go there. Okay, the second one, if you would like to speak at a commission hearing, commission meeting, or at one of the public hearings, you will use this Zoom link to register to speak. You have to register up to 24 hours before the meeting starts. And the third link here is an email address. And if you want to submit any questions or written comment, then you would use that email address. Okay. And when you do that, we are suggesting that you also copy all 16 email addresses for the individual commissioners. That way you can be sure that they receive that. A lot of times the comments are not posted in real time, and sometimes they're posted, most of the time they're posted only a couple hours before the meeting starts. So you want to make sure that they have enough time to read your comments or questions. Okay, so those are places where you can get links and get more information. And another page I want to call your attention to is called Who's My Legislator? It looks like this. And what you do is you enter your address and it'll pull up your elected officials. So this is my state delegate, my senator, my member of Congress, and our 2 senators. We all have the same senators. If you click on one of these tabs, it'll pull up the map of your district. So I'm going to click on Senator Howell. And you can see it's hidden, but if you click on this little button here, this tab, that lifts away, and you can look at the district. It's kind of like a Google map. And I can see from here that, yes, she represents me in Arlington, but most of her district is way out in Fairfax County. So again, that gives you some more information. So you can do that to find out what your district looks like. So let me see if I can go back to. Oh, here we are. Okay, I think this is the right one. So we investigated those. If you are interested, if you can't attend the meetings, but you're interested in following what's going on, One Virginia has a lot of information. The League also has a blog. We write a blog that summarizes every single meeting. There are a few of us who are on the Observer Corps, so you can just take 5 minutes, read through that, and find out what was discussed and voted on. So our website is lwv-va.org. So what can you do? You can read and just keep up to date with what's going on. You can write to the commission, ask them questions, or tell them what you think they should know from you or your community. You can sign up to speak either at a commission meeting or later at a hearing. You can draw a map. Perhaps you want to show them about your community, what's going on, how you want that to change. You can do it on paper. In a minute, I'll show you some other ways that you can do it. Maps called communities of interest. And Michaela is going to tell you more about that in a little while, are one kind of map you can draw. You can also take your hand and try and draw statewide maps for all 100 House districts, 40 Senate districts, or 11 congressional districts. So there are 3 free online maps that you can use. One is called Dave's Redistricting App that allows you to actually draw districts for the entire Commonwealth. There's an app called Districtor, comes out of Tufts University, that allows you to draw maps for the entire state, but you can also draw smaller community of interest maps. And Representable comes from the Princeton gerrymandering team. Michaela is going to present to you how to use their tool. This focuses strictly on community of interest maps. So just a quick look, here's one from Dave's Redistricting App. And this is an attempt to draw 40 of the 40 Senate districts. And as you do that, you can click on different sections and they'll give you breakdown, demographic breakdown, population, etc. Districtor also allows you to draw the entire state. This is an attempt to draw 11 congressional districts. It gives you the population of each one and tells you the ideal population. Each one should have 727,000 people. That's actually going to be larger because of our population growth. And it tells me I've left out 83,000 voters. So I would have to go back and find those pockets that I've left out and fix those. Now at Representable, you can draw your community of interest maps. So I did one here for North Arlington where I live. We have a community called Halls Hill that is a historic Black community. It actually is divided between 2 House districts. So that's something that we might want the commission to consider, like don't split them, keep them together in one House district as you draw your maps. This is also from the Representable team. They ask you questions that prompt you to describe your community before you even draw your map. And before I wind down, I do want to remind you that local redistricting is also taking place in almost every county and city except for 4, Arlington is one, that doesn't have separate districts within our county. So those maps will not be actually drawn by the commission, and they won't be drawn until the very end of the year because local commissions, whoever they're planning now, and some of them are having meetings, but they have to make sure that they don't have split precincts. So they have to wait for the House, the Senate, and the congressional maps to come out. So I'm going to finish by telling you that the door is open, the sun is shining. This is a very unique opportunity for all of us to get involved, to participate in the redistricting process, and I hope you will.